welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you guys are new. This is the first time I filmed in almost 2 weeks, so it feels super weird, but I'm really glad to be back and filming for you guys. You might not have noticed that I was gone, as I don't think I missed any uploads, so that's great, but I'm really glad to be back and filming. In today's video, we're going to be doing a palette bingo video. I really love to film these. They're really just my favorite. And today I was kind of in a rut with what should I film, because it's just been so long since I've sat down and filmed. And so I just wasn't sure what I wanted to do. So I put up a poll on my Instagram, or like a little question box, and you guys submitted some ideas for what I should film today. And I was so happy to see that one of you guys wanted me to film another palette bingo video. So thank you to Stacy. Her Instagram handle I'll have linked down below, but she has a really awesome makeup page as well, and her username is @simplylivingsamuels. And she suggested the palette bingo video. And so I asked her if she wanted to pick the palette that I was going to use today. And she did, so I'm really excited that she picked this one. This is the Douce palette from Juvia's place. I have done a palette bingo with this palette in the past. It was, I want to say, like almost a year ago now, but I am so excited to use it again. I just love palette bingos, so this is great for me. So of course there are 9 shades in this palette, and we're going to choose 5 to use. So yeah, let's just go ahead and pick the shades that we're going to be using. I downloaded the Pretty Random app so that we can use it precisely for this kind of video. So I've got 1 to 9. So let's pick, we've got number 8 here is the first one. This is the shade Mont Blanc, and it can kind of be like a deeper shade or a lighter, like gunmetal gray kind of shade. So it's a really fun shade to use with other colors to make it look with. All right, so next up is gonna be number 1. Okay, this is a pretty easy shade to use, I feel like. This is the chocolate brown shade called Chocolate. So I feel like I actually don't think I use the 2 of these very often in the same look, just because they're different tones, so that'll be interesting. All right, next up we've got number 1 again. I don't know how to turn on, let's see, like no repeats. Yeah, prevent re-rolls. Okay, it might still re-roll since we have a couple. So number 5, ooh, okay. So number 5 is this fuchsia pink kind of colored called Custard. This one is such a creamy shade. It's a really good formula, but there's no denying that it is very bright. So that can be fun. And we've got 2 more shades to choose. Number 4. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. We've got the mint green shade called Macarons. This should be fun. Oh boy. I really like pink and green together, so I'm fine with that. I almost wore a green dress to film this video. I guess I could have, but that's okay. And then let's see which shade is gonna be last. Number 7. Oh, okay, great. I feel like I needed this shade. So this is the shade Berry Mousse, and it is just like the most plain color, I guess, in the whole palette. It's just a light tan, and that should help me blend out some of these other colors. So I feel like we got a pretty good mix of things here, and I'm excited to see what we do with it. This is also very different from the color palette that I remember having in the first palette bingo, so that's great. I ordered a mirror to be able to film videos like this where I'm doing my makeup on camera, because I typically would sit, of course, at my vanity where the mirror is there. Take a lesson from me and read the description and sizing of things, because this is the mirror that I got in comparison to my hand. This is so tiny, and it's just kind of funny to me, because the whole reason that I ordered a mirror was because it's sometimes hard to see my whole face in a mirror that's in like a makeup palette, and I really like can barely see my whole face in this. So yeah, take a note from me. Read the description and read the dimensions, because it was just honestly kind of funny when it came in the mail. If you're curious of any of the makeup on my face, I will have it all listed down below, but I did go ahead and prime my eyelids with the Ulta Beauty eyeshadow primer. So of course that's already on, and I'm gonna start out with the shade Berry Mousse. I really like to start out with a shade like this because it makes the other matte shades easier to blend into when you already have a shade that's a little bit closer to your skin tone laid down. I'm using a very large fluffy brush for this, just because I don't really need to be very precise with it at all. And I'm just putting this in the crease and also into the like transition area towards the brow. I'm trying to like map out the look. I don't know what I want to do yet. Okay, I think I'm gonna try and be a little bit more bold. Sometimes I feel like I go the easy route on palette bingos. I brought you in a little bit closer so you can actually see what I'm doing, but I have a normal sized crease brush. This is the Spectrum X KJH number 11, and I'm going to go into the shade called Custard here. I'm going to really tap my brush off, and I'm also going to pick up some of Berry Mousse. I want to start out really lightly with this, but I think I'll build it up, and I want to put this in the crease a little bit lower at first. And then once I've kind of deposited the color, then I want to move it up some. So you can see two reasons, because when I dipped into the shade, well, the way that I did that, I guess, by tapping it off and also mixing it with Berry Mousse, but also putting it on top of where I'd already had Berry Mousse down, it can be extremely different from what is in the palette. So I find that to be really helpful. So I'm going to continue doing that. And each time I'm going to add more of the shade Custard and less of Berry Mousse, just to make it slightly more bright. But I really want to keep it lower in the crease. I'm going to take some of just Berry Mousse and kind of blend it, but it's on the same brush. And then I'm going to take an even smaller crease brush with the shade Custard. Again, I'm really going to tap the brush off so there's not a ton of pigment. And I'm going to place this as low in the crease as I can. Okay, this is kind of the intensity that I wanted. So going back with that second crease brush that we used, I'm going to pick up more of Berry Mousse and a tiny bit of Custard. And I'm going to blend these again. Again, I'm tapping my brush off a lot, especially since I already did my face makeup. You guys might know I typically do my eye makeup first when I'm doing a more bold look, but for palette bingos, I do like to go ahead and have it done. I'm gonna go ahead and catch the other eye up to speed. So that smaller crease brush that I was using was the Colourpop E19, if that's helpful for you. It's in like the light pink kit. I really love this kit. I don't think I loved the face brushes in that one, but some of the eye brushes in there are my all-time favorite brushes. So next up, I'm going to be using the Colourpop E21. This is like a smaller, I guess you could call it like a pencil brush that's a little bit oversized, but I'm going to use this for packing color on the inner and outer corners. And I'm going to be doing this with the shade Chocolate. My thought process here is that I wanted to have like the pink in the crease, and then I want to do essentially a halo eye. And I haven't decided yet if I want, like, which one I want in the middle. Because this silver shade is honestly lighter than you might think. So I'm kind of thinking about putting the shade Macarons like on the lid and then Mont Blanc in the middle, because it is lighter than you would think. So that's what I'm thinking we're gonna do. So yeah, for now I'm just gonna go ahead and put some of the shade Chocolate on the inner and outer corners. Okay, I think I'm happy with the depth of that. And then we'll deal with the bottom, like the lower lash line, in a minute. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and put on some NYX Glitter Glue. And I'm gonna put this all over the lid, even on top of that brown I just laid down, because I want the whole lid to be shimmery. Okay, I'm gonna use this brush from Spectrum. This is the A16. It's like a little small flat shader brush. And I'm gonna start out with the shade Macarons. Or Macaroons, how do you say it? I don't know. But it's the mint green shade. I'm using a brush for this because it's just a little bit easier to be more precise on the edges. So I'm gonna pack this on the inner and outer corners. And I was hoping that the brown chocolate shade would just give a little bit of depth for the shimmer shade to sit on. So hopefully that's translating okay. I'm actually liking this a lot right now, so I'm going to go ahead and put on the silver shade. This is the KJH number 14 brush, and I'm picking up the shade, what was that one called? Mont Blanc, this one right here. And I'm going to pack this in the center of the lid. I'm going to use my finger for this part. It doesn't have to be as precise, and then kind of go back and forth with the brush. I can honestly say I've never created a look like this before with this palette, and this is why I love palette bingo so much, because no palette bingo look that I've ever created is something that I've ever done before. No matter how much I've used the palette, And that's just something I think is so cool. All right, I'm gonna build the green up just a little bit and kind of match that line because I brought the silver up a little bit higher than I wanted to. I'm gonna use an even smaller pencil brush. This is the Kaja number 18 brush. And I'm gonna go back in with the shade Chocolate and put this on like the very edges to bring some of that depth back. But I'm definitely being more precise with this than I even was earlier. I'm taking the smaller crease brush, the one from Colourpop we used earlier, and I'm gonna pick up, again, a little bit of custard, tap it off, and then go into Berry Mousse. And I wanna run this along that crease again, just to kind of like redefine the line where I wanted the pink. I really like this a lot. I'm so happy with this right now. I'm gonna use my finger and again build up the Mont Blanc shade. I debated bringing the mint shade like all over the lid and then just putting this on top, but I don't know. I feel like I really like the tone of this one and I wanted to leave it like that. This might be one of my favorite looks I've ever created with this palette. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad Stacy chose this palette, seriously, because this is a palette that I used to use all of the time, but lately I just haven't reached for it. And now I'm so happy with this look that it's gonna be something I want to reach for again. So, I mean, I still love this palette. I wasn't ever thinking about like getting rid of it or anything like that, but I just felt like I had made all of the looks I could have made with this, but no, I really am so happy with this. Okay, so we've used all of the shades at this point, and I'm very, very happy with where the look is at. So I want to go ahead and put like mascara and everything on. I don't think I'm going to do a liner. I think I'm just going to do mascara, and then we'll do the lower lash line. So I'll be right back. I'm going to really build up the mascara just on the top lashes. First, I'm going to put on the NYX Epic Wear liner stick in the shade Deepest Brown to my like tight line and also my waterline. I want to put on this instead of a liquid liner because I just feel like it suits the look a little bit better. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna use my tiny little mirror. Yeah, I feel like that's what this really needed. I'm so excited for this look, you guys. Okay, I also haven't like done fun makeup in a long time, so that might be playing a part into this, but still, I really am so happy with how this look came out. I just feel like it's so fun. Wow, I'm so excited about this. Okay, I was wearing, I don't think you can see them, I was wearing these like fun pink flower earrings. I'm gonna put them back on. I feel like they really went with this look, and I changed them because I wasn't sure how the look was gonna turn out, so I was trying to stay more neutral, but I will be right back. Total shameless plug, but these are from our Etsy shop called Shop MKT. They are called the Pink Swirled Chloe earrings. I really like them. I might be a little bit biased, but I love them. And I wore them today to work and I got a lot of compliments on them, which was so sweet. So yeah, I think that these are like perfect with this look, and I shouldn't have taken them off because they were great. It was meant to be, they were meant to be worn today. This is the Milk Rise mascara. This was sent to me in PR, but I really like it. I think that it was good from day one. I'm not sure if it's something that I would ever like feel the need to repurchase, but I like it a lot, and there's like nothing bad I have to say about the formula or anything. It's slightly messy, so I had some product come out here. That kind of doesn't look good, but it doesn't really affect anything, and I don't know, it's just like something to note about the packaging if that would bother you. Certain things about packaging really bother me to the point where I don't reach for the product, but for me at least, this doesn't bother me at all. I saw some people say that this flaked on them, and for me, I tried their other mascara, what's it called, like the On the Rise or something, that flaked like crazy on me and transferred a lot. This one doesn't seem to do that. I haven't noticed any of that from this. I think mascaras are just a really personal part of your routine, and there's so many options, so I would definitely suggest if they have a mini size, maybe trying that first. Okay, I'm so obsessed with this. I love it. I hope I don't regret doing this, but I'm thinking about using the pink shade like a mixture again on the lower lash line, and then kind of mirroring the halo-ness of it with the chocolate color on the outer and inner corner. So I'm just going to go for it. Hopefully I like how that turns out. I'm going to use another flat shader brush. This is Colourpop E18. This is my favorite Colourpop brush from that set, I believe. So again, mixing the two of these and tapping my brush off a lot. And I'm going to run this along the lower lash line. I'm going to use another flat shader brush, using a lot of brushes today. This is the Kaja H15 brush. I don't know, the 5 kind of looks like a 6, but anyways, it's like another tiny shader brush. I'm going to pick up the shade Chocolate and put this just on the edges. Okay, I'm picking up that pencil brush, the smallest one we use, the number 18 from KJH. I think that other brush had a shimmer shade on it, which I should have realized, but I'm gonna just do the same thing. Just using a clean brush to wipe away any fallout. And then I'm gonna go back in with the shade Custard and Berry Mousse mixed together, go over the whole lower lash line again. So I'm just gonna add mascara to the lower lash line. Now that I say that, I just got some on my hand because it was spilling out right here. So that sucks. It is like everywhere now. Definitely would be upset if I did that and got it like on my clothes, especially before work or something. Yeah, now it's even like, I mean, it is getting everywhere. I don't like that. Look how much mascara just came off on this towel. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone for now. I'm gonna go ahead and put mascara on, but I'm not a fan of how messy this is today. But as far as the packaging goes, before today, it was just like messy looking. I never noticed it like getting on my hands or anything, so I do not like that at all. I'm gonna take a flat, dense brush, try and dust away this mascara under my eye. Okay, still really love the way my lashes look. Not a fan of that mess at all. I know I've used all 5 already, but I am gonna go into the shade called Tarte. This is a light pink duochrome, and I'm going to add this as my inner corner highlight just because I didn't pick a shade in the palette bingo that's light enough for that, which this one's kind of like light enough in some lightings and too dark in others, but I'm okay with that. I feel like the shade Flamingo from Persona would be really pretty, but I don't really want to wear a liquid lipstick right now. Currently I have on this gloss from Kaja. This is in the shade Rosy Mocha. I just put it on for some moisture while I was filming and doing the rest of my makeup. But I'm going to use the shade called Minimalism from NYX. So I'm just going to wipe off the gloss that's on my lips. Yep, I really like that. I think this shade looks really nice with the crease color. This is driving me crazy. Okay, I am so happy with how this look came out. Again, a gigantic thank you to Stacy for suggesting that I film this video and also for picking the palette that I used today, because this is not the one I was going to use. I was going to use my Nomad Iceland palette, which I will still do that palette bingo, but I just didn't really want to do 2 Nomad ones back to back. So I'm so excited that she picked this palette out. Also, thank you to anyone else who submitted an answer. I really am writing those down for future videos because I want to make videos that you guys want to see. So if you're watching this video and there's something that you want me to make, doesn't really matter what it is, keep it in like the beauty world, you know? And more than likely I would make that video because that is why I make videos. I enjoy making them, but I enjoy making ones that you guys want to watch. So yeah, that's going to be it for this palette bingo. Let me know down below how you think I did and where you would have placed these 5 shades if you had drawn them for your own palette bingo. I'm really feeling this so much. So let me take these down because that's not it. My hair is also like not looking so good today. Just don't mind it, okay? That's going to be it for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's palette bingo video. Let me know down below what you thought about it, and be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!